Woke up this morning, jumped into some stuff, and I was going to talk about something else, but let's talk about how to be successful. And it's based upon, excuse me, the comments that I saw on the Marbury video. And people were just going back and forth, and people were very, very passionate. Glendon, you don't know what you're talking about. And all that stuff. And I was just sitting there like, where is this passion, this direction of energy, this force when it comes to my videos about creating businesses? Where is it? I asked myself that question. It's like, I see this all of the time when I put up the video about fuck white supremacy, when I put up the video about the $70,000 a year job, all of this. I mean, just where is your fight when it comes to your success versus talking about shit other people are doing? Where is it? I mean, seriously, where the hell is it? And that's a really deep thought. Speaking of success, I'm going to give you some tools to help you out. Made some changes with hustlerskungfu.com. Right now, we got until probably 6 p.m. You can get the $25 hustle, which is pre-sale for $25. And if you want to up your game, I also have some other things for you. But let's just go ahead and just talk about this. The color of money, the Hustler Kung Fu payment plan. Let me explain that, because some people are just like thinking that's a course and it's not a course. All right. This month's deal for the site is $450. That ends November 6th. If you can't do the $450, you can do $250 down. You can do $350 down. I got to change that. Essentially, the longer it takes to pay, the more money you pay. That's just reality. Or you could do $150 down, and it's a 4 equal installments, 1 week, 2 weeks. Yeah. And one of the reasons that I kill it on the weeks is after 4 years of doing courses and things, I've learned that people typically 6 months, 7 months, it becomes a burden or they lose interest. So we're just going to get the payments out of the way quickly, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. Also, let's talk about this deal. The Success Pack. What it is 5 current courses. What you get is Becoming the Boss, Local Hustles, the $25 hustles, the Craigslist Marketing course, Large Physical Product Hustle, the Local Apps Hustle. These are coming later. That's why there's nothing there. But it's already included in the deal. So when you sign up for it, once the course happens, bam, it's already in your dashboard. So that's what's going on. I'll talk a little bit more about this at the end, but let's jump into how to be successful. You got to focus on your success like you focus. And when I say you, I'm talking about certain people on these topics that don't put money in your mouth. I mean, don't put money in your pocket. Don't put money in your mouth. Don't put food in your mouth. Don't really help your life overall. And I was talking with a friend this weekend. For those of you who don't know, we take weekends off. Typically, you're not going to hear from us unless it's something, you probably won't hear from us because that's something I have to work on. But was talking this weekend, and he said, well, the reason they jump on this stuff is there's no consequences. No effort required. Nothing has to happen. It's easy, does not create problems, does not create a situation. There's just no skin in the game. Now, let's go back and talk about how to be successful with your business, with your life. What you focus on, and I want you to really hear me this, because there are some people who are struggling right now, but they focus more on Marbury, television shows, insipid arguments on Facebook, because also I typically take 1 to 2 days a week where I'm not on Facebook at all. I just completely time off, don't look at it, don't respond to anything, because it's like crack. Facebook is like crack. And next thing you know, you're there for an hour or two and your day is gone. You have to focus on the things you say you want. And that's another thing. You have people who are like, well, I want to be successful. Okay, what are you doing about it? Are you reading books, taking courses, educating yourself, starting businesses? Are you doing these things that would indicate that you truly want to be successful? If the answer is no, then you're lying to yourself, because once again, I'll deal with those comments later. There's a lot that's going on today because we have an 8 p.m. webinar, and I'll talk about that really quick. I'm not going to do the training on YouTube anymore. I'm going to do it'll still be free. Okay, it'll still be free, but you'll have to sign up on the MailChimp list to get the live webinars. And that link the video before this is just live events or live, you just click on there and you'll be able to get that. But essentially, the lack of focus, and I'm going to give you an example. I started mapping out Hustlers Kung Fu, and actually it's going to be named something else. But in the video, I just like, my Kung Fu is better than yours, Hustlers Kung Fu. And it just kind of like, hey, that's kind of catchy. So I'm going to go with it. I started working on this stuff 6 months ago, putting it together, focused, not doing much else, testing. And look, let's talk about this. When you have people here on YouTube who don't have a business, who've never made any money, who refuse to give any of their credentials, they'll say I own a business, but they won't tell you about their business. You can't listen to broke folks how to make money. You can't listen to non-business owners on how to start a business. It's like taking marriage advice from someone who's never been married nor in a committed relationship. And that's what people do all the time, because you're entitled to your opinion, but it doesn't mean that it's correct. You can have it all day. That's wonderful. And there's some people whose opinions are much better than others. That's just fact. And you get these folks who are just going out and saying this stuff and doing this stuff. And as I sat back, because like I said, I take time out and I observe the landscape and I look at stuff and I'm like, this person's doing this because they're jealous. This person's doing this because they want attention. This person's like, me, I want to be seen. And you look at the motivation, where's that energy that is going into becoming successful? There is a lack of focus on success. One of the things I do is every time I send out an email and write an income goal on my daily sheets or my Power 6 stuff. And a lot of days I don't hit it, but I always make more money, because some days I don't do it. And I realize I always make more money when I set a goal. I always make more money when I focus on the process. I always make more money when I focus on making money. Sounds very, very simple. Sounds very simple. Sounds just elementary. But if you were to deconstruct what you're doing, your business, the things that you have going on, and then to proportionally weigh how many hours of your life where you're focusing on making money, focusing on your health, focusing on living a good life. How many hours are you just kind of existing, just kind of hanging out, just kind of whatever happens? Because one of the things I have a problem with some overly religious people is this thing about destiny, fate. I don't believe in those. Also, I don't believe in karma, because I think karma is the way that folks can feel better about getting fucked over and not doing anything. And it's just saying, well, they'll get karma. I don't believe in those concepts. I haven't believed in those concepts in a long time. I used to believe into them, but once again, I spent hours studying this stuff and observation, and just like, that's not true. It's not true. And when you push yourself, because I had to reject a lot of notions. I had to outgrow my upbringing, so to speak. When you reject a lot of these notions, you have to fill that space with something else. So I implore you, and the next time I put up a business video, how to make money, something about, one of the best videos that I ever put up was how to start a business with no money in 2015. A lot of interaction, a lot of people there, a lot of focus, because this is the thing. With the internet, you could start a business today, and this time next year, it could be supporting you, if not sooner. That's real. but it's not real if you don't focus on it. I still have people who think that this thing is just crazy, just over the top. It's impossible. It's implorable. It doesn't happen. And I know for a fact it happens because I'm living that life. And I was like, okay, why? And then it hit me. When you don't have anyone that you know that you could touch and say, hey, Carl, is that really true? And Carl's like, yeah, it's true. When your circle, and that's once again, for you to not have an internet dude or internet dudette in your circle means your circle is small. Because I was out this weekend, I was talking to people, and I've noticed something. When I'm around certain people who look successful and speak successfully and have that look, and I bring these concepts up, I don't get that. I don't get the hound dog look. I get, well, that's really interesting. Uh, I got a friend and her son has a YouTube channel. It's like, yeah, I know this guy. He does ebooks. So the higher you go up into the success paradigm, the more likely you're going to encounter internet dudes or internet dudettes. And I thought that was very, very interesting because for a lot of people in my circle, one of them, because I have several, I'm it. I'm it. But in my circle, like Aaron Marino from Alpha M, he lives in Atlanta. Just so many people that I know who are doing this internet thing. Now, understand that I'm deep in it because I focus on it. But if you don't know an internet person or you're not working on becoming one, examine your circle. There's this new the guy's on the cover of Forbes. He's a billionaire. He runs a venture capital fund or an equity fund that deals with nothing but intellectual property, software. That's it. That's the only thing they trade in, software, intellectual property of software. That's it. When I saw it, I was like, that's brilliant. I understood the context. I understood what they were doing. And it's amazing. And I was talking to other people and they're like, that hound dog look again. And I'm not trying to belittle anyone or even sound elitist, but you have got to start pushing your exposure in this world or you're going to get left behind. We are on this precipice of this thing that's going to happen. No, that's not correct. It is happening. And so many people are unaware. I was talking to my cousin. He's like a manufacturer's rep for a high-end shoe brand. And when they start talking to people, if your circle is limited and you don't know anyone that does this stuff and you think it's voodoo, I was called a charlatan because I have a YouTube channel. You're just a wicked Pied Piper. Oh, something else. Join the Facebook group. It won't be on this video just yet. Once it has to process for the link. But if you go join the Facebook group, you'll hear people who are just popping up all kinds of wonderful stuff. I saw, man, disruptive money, that changed my life. I was like, dude, that child support course, man, the mindset course. And I'm going to start putting these comments after I get with the people who leave them there all of the time. And here in the YouTube channel and in the comments, there's all of these comments. Now I was thinking, there are people who just like, I don't trust that. Now the thing is, have you ever heard me say, please leave a comment? If you've been on the email list, have you ever heard me say, hey, go to Amazon and leave reviews for this book? You've never heard me say any of that stuff because I don't believe in it. I have learned from years and years of being an online seller that, back in the early days, 50%, 60% of the people leave feedback because it was novel and new. Now people are like, I got my shit, I'm happy. Thank you. That's it. You don't hear anything unless something went bad. That's when the bad review comes up. So I look at no review as awesome. And that's the thing. But you've never heard me ask for reviews. You've heard me ask for support on some GoFundMe projects, but I don't ask for reviews. I've never in the 7 years I've been on, I don't ask for that stuff. So you got to ask yourself this. If you are focusing on success, and I bring up my situation, I bring up success because there's a place I'm going with this. The more successful that you become mentally first, the more successful people you will encounter because your wavelength will be in tune to success. There are folks here on YouTube who've been trying to do some stuff and they are here. They've got to a certain level and they can't get past it. They can push, they cuss, they belittle, they dog people, they create hate campaigns. I hate you. They do all this stuff because, and this is one of the things, when it started really, really bad with me a few years ago, I had to make a choice. It's like, you can participate in the fuckery parade or you can ignore it and work your ass off on your stuff. So I was like, because sometimes fuckery is seductive. So fuckery be like, come here, come here. You know you want something. Come here, come here, come here. And you have to ignore it. And I'm so glad I did because I have seen how people are deteriorating because this is what happens. If you have an internet business, YouTube channel, you're doing some stuff. And if all you're doing are frequently you're calling people out and all this other stuff, you are hurting your own wallet. You are fucking up your cash flow. I know you're like, well, it's just a little bit. No, 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 no. See, this is the thing. When you do a video, there's the process of doing it or a hangout, right? And there's the pre-process of thinking about it. So we're talking about anywhere from, for me, some of the videos I do, I don't think about for weeks. So that's hours and hours and hours of contemplation and pondering. I'm not the only one that does this. So when you go up and put a hate video that's say 10, 15 minutes, you may have 10 hours invested in that. 10 hours that could have went toward making money. Because if you do it like say 4 times a month, right? So let's say that's 30 to 40 hours invested in fuckery. You can't win investing that much time in fuckery. If your fuckery was maybe like an hour or 2 a month, that's not going to hurt you. But if your fuckery is hours and hours and hours, and you're always doing stuff and always starting stuff and always getting in these social context flame wars and going back and forth with people, because I've noticed the people who cause the most trouble on Facebook, YouTube, frequently are broke as fuck. Frequently. I'm just like, they're not happy and they don't want you to be happy. They're not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. No, 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 no. And motherfucker, you ain't gonna be happy either because I'm gonna fuck that up because I'm living in this rat ass apartment. I don't have the things I want in life and I'm struggling. And you know what? I fucking hate you. Being happy is enough for people to hate you. You don't have to be just like, because many people are like, you have to be a, see, I was stupid. Confession. For many years, I just thought I had people who disliked me here on YouTube. I was like, I don't have haters because in my mind, it's like for me to have haters, I have to be at a higher level or I would have to have more fans and more subscribers. You can have a YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers and have haters. I had to wake up because haters, people who don't focus on success, will spend more time, more energy coming after you than they will work on their own success. It's totally, totally crazy. And I see it over and over again. So as I talk to you, focus on your success. Start to do this. This is a task. This is something I want you to do. And put your results in the video, in the comment section. I want you to sit down and do an audit of your hours. How many hours per day do you focus on success? And how many hours a day do you focus on other things? Because there's things you have to do. There's not necessarily fuckery, but what is your focus? Where is your time? Where does your energy go? Do that audit, come back to the video, drop that in there, and let's just see. Because like I said, I can tell you, when I made a critical error with social media and doing some stuff in 2012, I shifted my focus and it was the worst year I ever had here on YouTube. Totally worst year. I was just like, damn, what the hell happened? It's like somebody turned the water off and it was crazy. But see, I made a very big mistake. I changed my focus and, I was kind of doing some stuff, but what I've done lately is I've come back to the way that I started. I've come back to doing the things that I've been doing for a long time. And they work because they're timeless. They're very timeless. So this is your AM hustle. Focus on success and then audit yourself and continue to audit yourself, because when you audit and monitor your activity, you'll see trends. It's kind of like some I'm doing with this thing. I don't know. There's a lot of you who know about the Fitbit, but the thing is, when you go in and you log in your food, oh my God, it's horrible. It is terribly terrible. It's horrible when you start to look at what you thought was healthy, but it's not. I was talking to this Uber driver who's taking me somewhere, and he, in his other life, he's a personal trainer, and I was just talking about the Fitbit and the things we were doing. We just had this really, really good conversation, and he said, "That's it. When you start to monitor that stuff," he said, "that's when you see results." So it's the same thing. When you start to audit and monitor your success activities versus your regular life activities, let's just call it that, because you're not going to be able to devote 100% of your hours to success unless you're really young, you live with your parents. If you're or maybe you could, depend upon your situation. But if you are putting 50% of your time into being successful, you'll be successful. I can't say when, but you will. If you're putting 70% of your time in there, you're going to be successful. And this is one of the things that happens when, people build these internet businesses and they start hiring people on something else. I handle all of my YouTube comments. No one else touches that. I handle all my Facebook comments. See, this is why I'm not on Twitter that much, because Twitter you can like waste hours on Twitter just like that. Facebook, I get an email, so I can always go back and check that out. But Facebook, I answer my own comments. YouTube, I answer. That's just something I don't trust anyone. And now that I've cleaned my message up, set it up, it's more manageable than it was before, because at one point it was insane. And I like that. I totally like that. So for those of you who want to know, and you should want to know, because this is about success, we're going to jump into some stuff. I'm going to tell you what's going down. Okay. So we're here with Local Hustle's Success Pack. Due to the success of this, because a lot of people like this course, I decided to expand on how to flip. And that's what the large product hustle is going to be, because I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, but I'll tell you, because this is going to come, because we're going to do the $25 hustle. And just once a week, there's going to be a training Q&A webinar that will not be on YouTube. It'll be like GoToWebinar. I already signed up for it. And we'll just talk about these courses. I'll just go through it, pick a course, and I'll talk about it. And if you remember that course, you'll be invited. If you are a member of, you bought the bundle, then you'll be invited, and we'll talk about it. Tonight, we're going to talk about the $25 hustle. Probably next week, I'm going to do the large product hustle. I'll let you know if you're not interested in the full deal when that drops. And I decided to do that because no one on YouTube is talking about this. Like you, when I first started, I was afraid of the big stuff because you had to get people to move it. You had to get trucks. It was a lot of money, a lot of time. And when I bought my first big unit, and I talk about this in the storage auction book, I was just blown away I spent $600 for the unit. I sold 4 things, and I was up to $800, and I still had 90% of the contents left. I was like, wow, this is the power of large physical products. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to give you a process, teach you how to buy the stuff, how to sell it. You will have to get help unless you already got a tribe. Like some of these guys, they already had family of 4, and they were doing it, so they had built-in labor. But I'll teach you how to get labor that makes sense, because if you've got good margins, your labor is not going to kill you. And just some other stuff that I will get into it's going to be fun. I'm going to revisit some stuff that I used to do and some things that I help people with on the consulting tip, because a lot of people I was consulting with, it was always about selling physical products. Yeah, that's what most of the consults were about, physical products. Only recently this year, we started talking about online stuff. So Still good information, still will help you. And you don't have to stop selling small stuff, but I'm telling you, to start selling large physical products, you will seriously enhance your bottom line. Seriously. So we'll get into that. And let's see. Let's go here. I know what I'm gonna do. And this is something else too. I forgot to say it. I'll probably do it in the next video. But under each video is links to everything that I do. So we'll hit this. And Abdul and I will be talking again this week. The goal is to make that a weekly thing. All right, here we go. Everything. So if you want to sign up for the live events, this is your email list. If you're on Get Response, you're not going to get it. So you would have to re-sign up for this because this is MailChimp. This is like you're looking for special offers. I'm going to offer this list, totally different stuff. That's why it's the special offering list. And if you want books, all this other stuff, because like I said, Gumroad is amazing. I love it. But when you go look, when I had so many things, it just took too long to load. So now you can pop in here and just go straight to the checkout page. I hate when it does this because when you come out or you want to get a security card, you could go ahead and hit that. So it's just easier. But if you want the to be part of the webinar tonight, just go ahead and hit that. And if you want the bundle, make sure I change that. Yep, you can pay in full or you can make payments. So that's the deal. Before I jump out of here, let me see if there's any questions. Okay. Hold on a second. You can make payments. All right, Comfort Zone Studio. You're welcome. So with that, I'm going to drop out of here because tonight we'll be doing the webinar at 8 p.m. If you want to be there, you know what to do. So I wish all you people a happy Monday. Be focused and be successful.